Hi students, this is Mother's Day week. On May 10th is Mother's Day, and last week was Spring Flowers Week, and if I did not see you last week, you can go there and draw a beautiful flower bouquet. I had lots of different lessons that you could do there. This is one, and you could also do over here. This one is one here on how to draw those, and there's a couple other ones, but this week I thought, since I have seen some of you last week and we already did our flower bouquet, you can either go back there and do a new one, but I also thought it would be good to do some tutorials on how to make a nice flower Mother's Day card. And so what I've done here is I've folded a piece of paper in half and in half again, and I'm going to show you how to make like the cover of a card. Now you could make it bigger and have your card in half like this and do it more large. I just did it so it was smaller, but you don't have to do that. Just draw it big if you want. But you just want to fold your piece in half, and then you'll draw on the front half. So think of it as opening up as a book or opening up this way when you're going to decorate. Now you could make your card the field of flowers like we did last week. Or go to that link, or you can watch this video and then choose which one you want to do. I think I'm going to go in order and draw them so you can fast forward through the video until you get to the card that you want to do. And so I'll have this one be 1, and then the dragonflies I'll do 2, and this flower one down here will be number 3. This one will be the 4th one. We'll do this one as the 5th one, and this one as the 6th one. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one, and so I'll just go ahead and fold my paper again. You can make this larger. Make sure it's opening up like a book, so you do it right with the fold on your left side and it opens on the right, or up like this. I'm going to go ahead, just for saving paper, I'm going to make mine a little smaller and draw each one there. Okay, so this is essentially just 4 flowers that I drew of different sizes and different heights, and then I spread them out a little bit, and then I drew a box around them, leaving a little bit of space in between. So I'll show you how to do that. I just did this first one, and maybe only 3 of them fit for you. You don't have to do them that way. So I drew my circle of my flower, and then these, instead of being round, I just kind of squared it off a little bit softly on the end, so it's just a little bit different than your basic daisy. Now you could do your basic daisy too with the rounder instead of the squared off. Doesn't matter. I think what makes this one cute is just kind of varying. I think I'm going to do 3. It seems a little crowded with 4, so I'm going to do a smaller one. If you have a bigger piece of paper, of course, you could do even more than 4 if you wanted. In some of this video I may speed up the time, so it's if there's a lot of me talking and such, or it's taking me too long to draw certain things, I'll fast forward for that, and then you can always pause and rewind and watch again. Okay, so here are my flowers, and you can see on this one the box goes like around that flower. So I can do that if I want to do my box. I'm going to try to make my lines as straight as I can. I'm kind of making them parallel to the edge of the paper, but I'm not using a ruler. I kind of want it to be a little free, but I'm going to go like that and maybe skip over part of that petal. But I want them all to be about the same size approximately. So that one, I'm going to come through that petal a little bit and up and over like that. And I'll do... And now I can do the stem on them. And then I just wrote Happy Mother's Day. So that's the first one. And then I would color it. All right, let's do this one here. This one I love, and it's so easy. The dragonflies look hard to do, but they really aren't. So I'm going to start with, I think, this one in the middle, and then I'll go up, and you can see a couple of mine go off the page. I kind of like how it looks like it's going off the page there. So the first thing I'm going to do is the body. So I'm just going to do a head, and you can make these as big or as small as you want, or you can make one giant one if you wanted. Wouldn't have to be all the ones that I did. So I do the head first, and then I do the body like that. And then the antenna are just two lines going out like that. Just kind of soft curves. Now, you'll see that the top wing is bigger than the lower wing. So I'm going to start up here at the top, and I'm going to do a bigger wing, and then underneath it I'll do a smaller wing. And they're connected right here at the juncture where the head and the body meet. I'll do the same thing over on the other side, about the same size, and then a smaller one over on that side. Now it looks like this wing's a little bit smaller, but that's okay because I'm going to shadow draw around it. It's almost like a teardrop shape, isn't it? And then I'll shadow draw around this, come back in, and I'll do the same thing over on this one. And then like that. And there's my first one. Now I can go through and do some more dragonflies throughout. So I have one going this way. I think my next one I'll have going this way. Okay, on this one, it's just some simple daisies. I did 3 different sizes. You can see I did some overlapping here and just added some details and this border around the outside. So I'm going to start with my big one here. I did a circle, and then inside I just did a spiral inside of that circle to kind of fancy it up a little bit. And then I'm going to do my petals around the outside. Some of your petals may come off the page. That's okay. Or not. You can make it fit. I'm kind of making mine kind of big. I'm doing these petals. Let's see, I've got 5, 6. You might have anywhere from 5 to 8 petals on there. And then on the inside of that, I'm just doing a slight curved line. This shows like the wrinkle where the petal is coming into the center of the flower. And then, so that's what that indicates. And then just to fancy it up, I'm just doing a couple dots on the end there to fancy up the flower a little bit. Just like that. And then I'll do the same thing. I'm going to do another one here. I'll do a spiral on the inside. And now this time, this one's going to overlap this. So when I overlap, I'll just skip out, pretend that I'm going through my flower and come back around for that petal. And then I'll just continue. And anywhere else it's overlapping, I'll do the same thing. Okay, so at this point, I want to make my box going around. Now you can see I don't have the corner on here because it's behind that petal. So I'm just going to come in a little bit, and I don't want to use a ruler. I kind of like it not being perfect, but we do want to try to draw it, you know, as straight as we can, but without using a ruler. So I'm going to probably skip in between these two petals. I'm going to come down a little bit, maybe about a ½ inch, and I'm going to draw it through. I'm not going to go all the way over. I'm going to go about ½ inch from the edge. I'm going to go down. Looks like I got to skip over this petal too. And then I'll go all the way across until I'm about a ½ inch, and then I'll come up like that. Okay, now I'm going to do my petals with a couple, or I'm sorry, the stems, and I'm just going to have them all meet, like these are all part of the same flower. So this one might come here, and this one might be like that. But then I can add some of these curlicues on here, and I'm going to do this first one because it can be a little bigger because I've got some space here. And I'm just curling up and doing a spiral there. And do another one right here. And for this, I can do one here. And then I can also have one come off the page if I want. So that makes a really sweet one. And then you can write, just leave it like this and color it in, or you can write Happy Mother's Day, or you can write it on the inside. Okay, and here's the fourth one we're going to do. So this one's cute with the little ladybugs. Okay, we're gonna start with, and you can see here, it looks like some of the petals are off of this, like a petal has been torn off, but actually what it's doing, you're just not seeing the flower from a straight on position, you're seeing it more from the side is what these are indicating right now. And so we're going to have a sweet little ladybug sit on there, and you're going to notice around the outside edge I did this cute little dashed line, so I'm going to make sure that I've got some room to do that dashed line around the outside. So let me start with this flower here. And I'm just going to do kind of an oval shape here. That's going to be, again, side view of that flower. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. So I'm going to do this first one here, and maybe you only have room for 5. It's going to be totally up to whatever your flower can fit. So I'm going to just put my flowers in here, my petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that one. So I could maybe put another one like over here, like that. Each one of my pictures always turns out a little different. So there's my flower. And then I'm going to do a little ladybug. And so basically I'm going to put like a little curve right here because I don't want it to be just a straight like that. This is going to be like the back of my ladybug. And then I'm going to curl around and then end it here. So it's kind of like a circle, but it's flat on the bottom. And then I'm going to do a circle on the front. And when I go to color this, I can, color it in red with black dots here. So right now I'm just using pencil. I'll go over this with a black marker or Sharpie. And then as I browse, what are these? His antenna are just coming up, and they're just like a little spiral in the end. One's going to the left on the left side, and this one's going to the right on the right side. And I can color that in black as well. I'm not going to do the stems yet. I'm going to do all my flowers first. So let's do this one here, down here. Now that I have my flowers, I want to do my stems, and I'm going to not do my dash line where my stems are, and I'll do the ladybug after I do the dash line. But I'm just going to take these and I'm going to have them come all approximately about the same spot. So this one, maybe I'll have that one come like that, and this one can see it's not exactly the same. And then I like this right here where this stems off and it's like a little spiral here. So I think I'm going to do that again because I thought that was cute. Like that. And then I can add my leaves. Just wherever you want to add some leaves. I'm going to do a little football shape here and on this side. Maybe another one over here. Just wherever it seems like it needs one. This one's going to have several leaves. I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to do my dash line. So I'm going to come in a little bit and I'm just going to do some dash. My stems, and then I can do another little ladybug down here, and that's just basically going to be a curved circle like I did on those, and then the head I can do some spots on it, color those in black, and then I'll do spiral for the antenna. And then again, you squeeze in Happy Mother's Day, or on the inside you can write that. So that was these 4. Oh, I have two going that way and 2 going that way. Okay, so those are those 4 here. I think I did those all. Yep. Okay. These last 2 here, and again you can choose one and do one, or maybe you want to make more than one card. You can certainly do that, or keep trying until you come up with one that you like. Okay, so maybe I'll make these ones big since I have only 2 of them here, and I'll do one on one side and one on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to do this one too. This one I added a little border of like a zigzag and some straight areas around the outside, and some of the stems have a little bit of a zigzag too, just for fun. You don't have to do that. You can make them straight if you want. Again, this is your card. I'm going to do this flower first down here, and that's just your basic flower with dandelion with some petals on the outside. And then I'm gonna do the stems last, I think. This next one is going to be the, it's like a rose. So I'm making it a little taller here. I'm gonna leave a little bit of room to do my thing and the Happy Mother's Day there. So this is gonna be like an oval. And then inside the oval, I'm gonna do a spiral. It's kind of flat. It makes it look like the inside part of a rose. And I'm going to do the side, and again, if I'm going too fast, pause the video and you can catch up. And then down at the bottom, I'm just going to do some thin loops. That's kind of indicating the green part of the rose. They have that on the bottom, and I'll do my stem next. After that, I'm going to do this little guy here. This one's really easy. It kind of looks like bugs with insects, but it's a type of flower there. So this one just has I'll start with the middle. It's got like these little teardrop shapes that come together. I see these like purple. You could keep it at 4, or you could do 5, however many you want to do. And then I just have like these, they look like antennae, don't they, for bugs, but we're just going to make them random, like they're fuzzy parts at the inside of the flowers. Something like that. And then this last one we're just going to make really simple, and you can make it tall. I think I'll make it tall because I don't really have any lines up here. So I'm going to do a circle, and then I'm going to do another circle inside there, and then it's the stem that's going to be fun. So all of these, or none of these, can have this zigzag here as a stem. So on this one, it's basically down like a little bit, and then you do a little bit of a jagged zigzag, and then just bring it all the way down. And then this one, same thing. And this one, you could do the same on all of them, but this one I'll just show you. This would be like a skinny line. Alright, so watch how I do this corner here. So I'm just going to do, so I'm doing a parallel line to the edge of the paper, parallel line to the edge of the paper. I'm going to do a little bit of a zigzag, and it can be random, and then over a little bit. So you kind of have it in this corner and this corner. And this one. Okay, so on this one, again, you want to open up your card so you can do your message on the inside. And this one, I did these basic flowers first, and then I added some of this greenery behind it. But on this one, I would probably do your outline first, because it's it takes up a little bit more room, and then you can fill your flowers in around that. So basically, I just started with a circle, and then a line, and then a circle, and then I just have a couple small little leaf shapes. Do a line, circle, couple little leaf shapes. They kind of look like little flower petals, or they could be leaves. However, it depends how you color it. All right, now to draw the flowers, let's see, we'll focus on here. I'm going to do this one first. This can be like my main one. So I'm going to do a circle in the middle, and then I'm going to just do some bumpy lines around it, not coming into the center, so it's different than the dandelion. And then I'm going to do these two flowers a little bit lower. So this one is basically, I'm going to start at the tip and come down like that, and then I'll do the other side like that, and then I'm going to do 4 kind of teardrop shapes. They're going to be kind of the petals to this leaf, or this flower down here. Then I'm going to do this one here. So this one, it's got the 3 leaves, but look at how, or the petals I should say, look at how they're a little bit more squared. They're soft, not squared, triangled, but they're soft. There are no sharp points on them. So I'm going to start with the upper triangle first. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger than this one, like I did here. It's a little higher. So I'm going to go up and over and then down. So you can see that that's a soft triangle. I'll do another one over here. It's almost starting to look like a 4-leaf clover a little bit, or a 3-leaf clover. And then it's got some little petals down here. All right, so once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is the stems on the flowers. We'll do these other ones here in just a minute, but let's go ahead and take this. So we're going to come off the page, and I'm going to draw one line, and then I'm going to draw another one right next to it to get that stem. And again, if I'm going too fast, just pause. Draw that one there. And they can come straight down or have a slight curve to them, like this one does. Okay, let's go ahead and do the leaves where we want those. So maybe I want a leaf right here, which is going to be that football shape. Maybe another one down here. Think about overlapping. If you're doing any overlapping, then you want to skip over so you're not going through the leaf. I'll do another one down here. That one. And I'll do some over here with this one. Okay, now I wanted to show you these really pretty flowers. Now they look something like, I cut a bunch of them out. Let me see this right here. Let me grab this so you can see. Very similar to this. And this is great for greenery around your flowers. You can imagine if that was back there. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. I'm going to come down to the bottom, and I can make these tighter too and make them look like those little purple flowers that are really tight up here. This is just be greenery where there's a little bit more space in between. If it's a little tighter, it's usually some kind of a flower. So I'm going to come up from the bottom. I'm going to cross over this, but I want to skip over because this is going to be behind the flower. I'm going to come up like that. And and that's behind that petal, behind this branch, so skip over it. And then when I get to the top here, I'm going to do like a teardrop shape at the top. And if I want it to be this greenery, I would leave some space, otherwise I can make it tighter. So I'm going to make it a little tighter so it looks like a flower, I think. And then maybe just do as many as you think, make it look like the kind of flower you're trying to make it look like. Something like that. And then you can do some other ones. Maybe I'll do another one that's higher up here.
Again, think about skipping over the flowers, and that one's going to be behind that one, so I skip up till it's coming down, and I'll shadow that, skip over, skip over, skip over and down, and then I'll do the same thing, so I'll do my, this could be a greenery, maybe you want that to be a flower and this one to be greenery, but I'm going to keep them flowers, I'm going to keep it consistent.
And it looks like I'm pretty much out of room. I'm going to draw a circle down here because it feels like it needs one. And then I would color them. So I'll show you some different examples in the video of what they look like colored. But that is 6 really great ideas that you can do for Mother's Day cards. So there's one, and here is the other 4. All right, have fun.